as well, as you guys have probably heard, some of you will be back in the building as soon as a couple days from now. So we've got a lot of changes and a lot of very important things that you must make sure you're paying attention to the instructions. Pay attention to these awesome videos that some of our staff members have put together for you, because ultimately we need to make sure that everybody's being safe. We always want to respect ourselves, others, and property, and part of that means making sure that we're following instructions. Social distancing is going to be a word you're going to hear very often, and definitely wearing a mask. And whenever ever in doubt, just respect yourself, others, and property. We're super excited to have you guys back, and we want you guys to do your best, but that means we have to follow our new expectations for students. Thank you so much.
So when you get to school, if you're a car rider, you're going to come up on the Yale Street side, just like always. But instead of getting out of your car right away, you're going to wait in your car for a staff member to come greet you, take your temperature, ask you how you're feeling while you're still in your car. Once we determine your temperature's okay and you're feeling good, we're going to make sure you get your mask on over your nose and your mouth and walk on up the walkway. Make sure you keep 6 feet away from everybody to these doors. So once you're inside the school building, it's always silent because we have silent passage everywhere in our building. So you hit these doors and your voices turn off. You can grab a pump of hand sanitizer here if you want, one pump, or there's some right here on this table too. You can use it. If you're a bus rider, you're going to be pulling up here in your bus and you stay in your seat. A staff member is going to come onto the bus, take your temperature, ask you how you're feeling, tell you good morning, remind you about your mask. We're glad to see you. And then once they clear you to get off the bus, you can exit the bus staying 6 feet apart from the person in front of you and come in these doors. When you come in, there's hand sanitizer here that you can use, and there's one on the wall right here. So kindergarten, first and second grades, whether you're eating breakfast or not, you're going to go into the cafeteria. Third, fourth, and fifth, whether you're eating breakfast or not, you're going to stay on the right side and go into the gym. If you're kindergarten, first, or second grade, and you're a car rider, you're going to come in this way. Remember, silent passage. You stay on the right side of the hallway and the right side of the stairs. So whether you're a car rider or you're a bus rider, you're going to walk down the center of the cafeteria hallway silently with your mask on and 6 feet apart until you get to the cafeteria, where you will grab a sack breakfast. Once you have your sack breakfast, you're going to take it to your spot. Your teacher's going to let you know where your spot is, and that's going to be your same spot for breakfast and for lunch. At that point, after you sit down, you can take your mask off and eat your breakfast. The last 5 minutes is going to be silent time. So at 8:20, it becomes silent. And at that time, there's no more breakfasts that are going to be opened because we want to make sure you have enough time to eat it. So if you're here 8:20 or after, you will take your breakfast upstairs. So after you're done eating your breakfast, you're going to make sure all your trash is in your bag, including your milk, and it's closed, and wait for your teacher to come get you. At 8:25, teachers are going to come get their classes. So when your teacher tells you it's okay, and you have your mask back on at this point, you're going to get up silently, you're going to throw your bag away, and you're going to follow your teacher's expectations out to the cafeteria to class. Third, fourth, and fifth graders are all going to eat breakfast in the gym this year, which is different. So you already have your gloves and your hat inside your backpack, which is on 2 straps. Your coat is still on. You're going to come into the gym. You're going to pick up a breakfast. There's no keypad. Miss Lynn or a cafeteria staff member will check you off of their list. Then you're going to, with your mask on and maintaining 6 feet distance, you're going to find your spot, and that is your spot for breakfast and lunch. So it looks like this. It'll have a little marker on the table where you have a seat. The last 5 minutes of breakfast time in the morning is going to be silent time. So after 8:20, it's going to be silent time. That's also the time that if you come in at 8:20 or after, you're not going to open your lunch. You're going to take it upstairs to your classroom because we want to make sure you have enough time to eat. So once you're done with your breakfast, you're going to make sure all of your garbage is in your sack, and including your milk, and that it's closed, so that when it's time for you to go, you'll be able to throw it all away. At 8:25, teachers are going to come down to get their classes, so you're going to remain seated with your mask on after you're done with your breakfast, until your teacher comes to get you. At that time, you're going to be able to stand up, follow your teacher's directions silently, throw your garbage away, and follow your teacher out the gym.
Now when we're walking in the hallway, you will always stand 6 feet apart from the person in front of you and the person behind you. Just like old times, silent passage is still an expectation in the hallways. So that means your voices are off and your feet and your body's quiet. Let me show you. So now when we go up and down the steps, it's a little different. The stairwell by Miss Blakely and Mrs. Bavetta's room and Mr. Lance and Miss Dunn's room are the stairwells that you go down. The only stairwell that you can come up is the middle steps. Your teacher will always lead you down the right steps, up and down. But if you're by yourself with a pass, you are going to have to make that decision yourself. There are signs posted on the steps that will tell you either this is the wrong way, do not enter, or this is the correct way to go up.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about our bathroom procedures. I'm going to be following our normal Harvard Park expectations when I walk down the hallway with our teacher in our class. When we get to the bathroom, we're going to have a boys' side and a girls' side. If I'm a boy, I'm going to sit on one side and wait until my teacher tells me it's my turn to go in. If I'm a girl, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. My teacher's allowed me to come into the bathroom. I've used the restroom, done what I need to do. We're going to make sure that we use a pump of soap, turn the water on, wash our hands. Then we use this paper. We can use 1 or 2 pieces and throw it in the trash can. This brown paper never, ever, ever goes in the toilet, okay? Never goes in the toilet. We always throw it in the trash can, and then we're ready to walk out and go back to join our line. Okay, so I've used the bathroom with my class. If I have an absolute emergency, the teacher is not gonna make you sit in your room, but we cannot take advantage of it. It can be one person at a time. We're not gonna go in groups. There'll never be more than 1 or 2 people in the bathroom. It'll be an absolute emergency.
So something new at Harvard Park this year is a water fountain refilling station. We're used to this, old guy, but this is brand new. You will have water bottles that your teacher will give you that only come with you when you use the restroom. When you come with your class to use the restroom, you'll get to fill your water bottle up. I'm going to show you how to do it. So first take off the lid, then you're going to come in at an angle. You're going to tilt your bottle, come in at an angle, and then straighten it. When you're done, tilt it again and pull it out. Ta-da! One of these water bottle filling stations at every single floor. You only have permission to fill this if a teacher has given it to you, and it normally will be during your whole class bathroom breaks.
If I'm in kindergarten, 1st or 2nd grade, I'm going to be having lunch in the cafeteria like normal. When I come down, sometimes this year we might be coming down from this direction, sometimes you might be coming from the other direction like we typically do. Now, when I come in, I'm going to make sure I'm socially distanced, I'm going to have my mask on, I'm going to take a pump of hand sanitizer, and then I'm going to go in and somebody's going to hand me either a hot or cold lunch. I've got my lunch, now I've got to figure out where to go. My teacher is going to help me find where my spot is. I'm going to sit in the same spot every single day for breakfast and lunch. So when I come in the cafeteria, I'm going to find my seat. Oh, that says Mr. Lovekamp. I'm going to sit right here and eat my lunch. If I finish with my lunch, I'm going to make sure that everything is neat and put away in my bag. My milk is closed up, and I'm going to wait until silent time. So we're going to have silent time. Somebody's going to be supervising the cafeteria, and everybody will be silent. Then somebody is going to tell you that it's time to go to recess. So when they tell you that it's time to go to recess, you can stand up, and we're going to walk this way to the playground. I'm getting ready to go to recess. We're not going to line up like we did last year. We're just going to continue to walk right out the door. Now I've made it out from lunch to recess, and when I get out here, I'm going to walk to this area, and you're going to line up by grade level with your class. So if I'm in Miss Acker's class, I'm going to line up with the rest of Miss Acker's students in a 1st grade line. When the supervisor tells me it's okay to play, we can play, but we cannot go anywhere on the wood chips or use any of the equipment. We also can't share any equipment if we find any basketballs or anything like that out here. We can't do that. Then when it's time to line back up, we also will wear a mask. When it's time to line back up, we will do it exactly like we did when we came out. So if I'm a 3rd, 4th, or 5th grader, I'm going to walk down the hallway following our Harvard Park expectations from our classroom. I'm going to walk to get a pump of hand sanitizer. And now I'm ready for lunch in the gym. I know this is a little bit different for you, but this is how it's going to be this year with our new restrictions. So you would have your mask on when you come down the hallway and when you come into the gym, but for right now, I'm not going to put mine over my face just so you can hear me. So I would walk in, Miss Lynn will be somewhere in this area, and you're going to grab a sack lunch and a milk, and then you're going to have a designated spot somewhere on this side of the gym. So away from the windows is where the tables are going to be. You're going to walk in to an assigned spot. So this spot right here says Mr. Lovecamp. Now, it might be a color, it might be a letter, but something where you know every single day you're going to sit at the same spot. Then you sit down. Then you can take off your mask to get ready to eat your lunch. All of our other expectations will remain the same. I'll still clap at the end of lunch. We'll still follow all the Harvard Park expectations, and there won't be many differences except you'll be in the gym. So if I'm a 3rd, 4th, or 5th grader, I've had my lunch in the gym and I'm getting ready to walk out to where we normally have recess during the day. Now, typically you would line up by your class outside, but we're going to line up by grade level now because there's not that many of us. So when we walk out, there'll be a line of 3rd graders, 4th graders, and 5th graders. All you're gonna do is walk down to your spot, be careful, you'll walk down and you'll get ready right there, okay? Just like we always do every year. Now, this year, some things are a little different. You cannot use any of the equipment and you cannot go on any of the wood chips, okay? So we've gotta stay away from that area. If there is any equipment out for any reason, we cannot share that, okay? We cannot touch the same object, just like in PE. We will tell you if you can be on the grass area. We will tell you where you can be out here, but we have to maintain social distancing and follow expectations. You also have to keep your mask on, even when you're outside. Now, at the end of recess, somebody will blow the whistle 3 times like normal, and you're gonna line up in your lines by grade level, just like you did when we came in. Also, 6 feet apart every time.
When it comes time to go home at dismissal time, remember we get out at 2 o'clock every single day. But when it comes time to go home, your teacher will give you directions on how to switch out your masks and how you go out and grab your book bag and coat and come straight back in. They'll give you specific directions. But here's what I want to talk about. When you come back in, you sit down, you wait there until your teacher tells you when to leave. If you're a bus rider, another adult will come to your door to pick you up. When that happens, your mask, you get all your belongings, push in your chair, and remain 6 feet away from that adult. All right, after a teacher has picked me up for bus dismissal, I will walk down the hallway, quiet feet, straps on my back, mask on, and I will follow them, staying 6 feet apart from my friends, all the way down the steps and outside to the bus. My mask stays on the entire time, even on the bus ride. If I'm a car rider and walker and I'm leaving for the day, there's some new rules. You will walk out of Harvard Park following your teacher. Remember, when you're walking out, I'm standing 6 feet apart from the people in front of me. These lines can help me with that. And I follow my teacher to our designated spot. My backpack is on, my coat is on, and I am not running off to see my parent. So I'm gonna follow my teacher to their spot. And I'm going to wait with my teacher and tell her when I see my adult or if the person I walk with is ready. I will follow them this whole time, even though we're outside. Our masks are on.